Good afternoon, everyone. So, my report is all about maintaining the house or housekeeping. So, what is housekeeping? Good housekeeping means having no unnecessary items about and keeping all necessary items in their proper places. A place for everything and everything in its place. Management and maintenance of the property and equipment of an institution or organization. So when we say housekeeping, it is a place for everything. So dito nato ipangbutang ang ato ang mga gamit. So we usually keep our property like equipment and other materials so that it will be helpful when it comes to uses. So next would be why good housekeeping. So good housekeeping promotes quality, safety, productivity, clean environment. So good housekeeping promotes quality, safety, productivity, clean environment. So it will be a great help if we have a good housekeeping. Next will be how does good housekeeping help? So when we say housekeeping, it is a place for everything. So inventory of every item. Why do we need? Get rid of unwanted material. So we all know that there are materials that can harm us, like it is dangerous to use. So we use materials. So we should keep it in a proper places so that we don't usually harm with those materials. So low inventory means less cost. So when we keep our materials in a good place, so pwede nato siyang gamiton makalastas kay naa naman tay gamit, so dili na ta pwede mo gamit og or mopalit og laing gamit because naa na tay ato ang mga gamit nga hinipos, so it can have a less cost. Next would be effects of good housekeeping. So here are the effects of good housekeeping. It eliminates accident and fire causes. So we all know that we are familiar with accident and fire causes. So kalagmitan muda siya ato ang mabantayan when it comes to house. So it can eliminate accident. So makalikay ta sa mga aksidente o mga sunog. Next would be provides the best use of space. So when we have good housekeeping, syempre ang atong mga gamit nahimutang og tarong, and then dili siya sala kay tan-awon, and then makita pud nimo ang mga space. So if ang mga gamit nimo nahimutang nimo sa mga tarong na lugar, so ang space nga which is imong gibutngan is mo gamay siya, so it can give us the best space nga mohatag. So in short, mulapad na siya kay ang lugar nga imong ibutangan is naana sa lugar na tarong. It keeps inventory of materials to a minimum and then helps control property damage. So it can help also control property damage. Why? Because sometimes dili na kabalong asa nato ipangbutang, and then biya-biyaan na nato, so we don't know nga naguba na day siya. So we should always control our property so that when we use that dili siya madaot. So naara gihapon tay magamit. Next would be guarantees a good workplace appearance. And then next would be reduces the amount of cleanup. So if napahimutang na we have a good housekeeping, then it can reduce us the amount of cleanup. So dili na kamulimpyo atong dapita, like pwede na ang kuha na lang nimo is mga abog. So if napahimutang na nimong tarong and then dili na kaayo ka daghang limpyohonon. Next would be housekeeping is safekeeping at work. So good housekeeping is the foundation for a safer workplace. Housekeeping is any organization in the cornerstone of efficiency and the maintenance of operating standards if you are going to increase safety levels. First of all, to improve housekeeping. A messy working environment contributes to unsafe work practices, undesirable incidents, and ultimately workplace accidents. A tidy workplace reduces the opportunity for incidents, and prevents wasted energy. So we should always use good housekeeping so that we should maintain our house clean. We should always put our things in a proper places para dili gubot, and then dili hugang tan-awon, and then sometimes there are children at home, so they ma-prevent sila nga makagamit anang mga butang na makadaot sa mga bata. So how does good housekeeping improve safety? So unsaon? By removing creeping hazards, by removing roadway surface obstruction for mobile equipment, by removing fire or explosion hazards, by setting a good example, by providing visibility to identify hazards, by reducing material rehandling and minimizing the risk of injuries from people bending over to pick up and move materials and debris. If you don't store or throw it on the ground or floor, you don't have to pick it up. So, signs of poor housekeeping. So, these are the signs of poor housekeeping. Poorly arranged work areas, untidy. So, poorly arranged work areas. Next will be untidy or dangerous storage of materials. So, wala na nga hibutang nga mga gamit nga delikado para sa mga para nato. So next would be dusty, dirty floors and work surfaces. So lagmit na ay mga abog, mga hugaw sa mga lugars kung dili nato limpyuhan. Items that are in excess or no longer needed. So there we have items also in our house that nga nang dili na kayo magamit nato, but we should always put that in the right place. Tools and equipment left in work areas instead of being returned to proper storage places. Broken containers and damaged materials. Overflowing waste bins and containers, spills and leaks. So this is an example of poor housekeeping. So we can see that kalat kay siya, and then there are naay mga butang talinis, hait, and then delikado kaayo. So mo na siya itsura kung we don't have a good housekeeping. Next will be methods of improving housekeeping. So what are here are the methods of improving housekeeping. So number 1 is keep work areas clean. So we should always keep our areas clean, especially the dust area. There are dust in every area, so we should always keep it clean, and then kailangan manilig ta sa palibot, and then sa mga suksukunon we should always clean. Keep exits and entrances clear. So in every door we should always have safe way. So kailangan nato nga ang mga portahan nato, ang mga alagdianan nato, kailangan walay mga makatunok, mga lansang or misag unsa nga gipang biyaan. kailangan ato silang pangungaon, and then atong i-clear nga i-make sure nato nga ang atong entrances and exits are clear. Keep floors clean, dry, and in good condition. So we should always sweep our floors, and then we should always atong trapuhan ug basa, and after that atong trapuhan sad ug mala, cause if dili nato siya trapuhan ug mala, and if you have a visitors and then our families kay ma-slide, so we should always have our floors ato ang trapuhan ug mala, and then in a good condition siya. So next will be stock and store items safely. So we have materials that are not the same, so naay katong mga gabas para sa construction, and then we have mga baso, and then we have also our clothes nga dili nato mga gamit. So kailangan ato silang store sa in a place nga gibahig gud siya, and then naa siya label na kabutang, so that makabalo ka unsa ni siya kung delikado ba ni or dili, and then makabalo sad ang imong family nga hani siya dili ni siya makadaot, and then kani siya makadaot ni sa show. So we should always know, so that makabaluta, and then careful ta sa paggamit ani. Store all work materials in approved, clearly labeled containers in designated storage. Stack and store items safely. So stock and store items safely. So we should always put our things in a safety places. So like if naakay gabas or mga martilyo, kailangan atuan na siyang ibutang, itago na sa safe place, or like sa storage room nato. If we have old clothes, so we should always put that in a right place. So naapod tay mga gamit nga kanang dili na nato magamit nga mga butang, and then we should always put that in a place also. Like naatay mga gamit nga mga anang dili na kay nato kinahanglan, but then we should always put that in a right place, like kanang mga gipangtaya na nga mga lansang, and then kailangan ato agud na siyang gibutang sa mga sa lugar na limpyo na jud siya. Next will be store all work materials in approved, clearly labeled containers in designated storage areas only. So in every materials need gud siya nga ato ang i-labeled para makabaluta kung dangerous ba ni siya or maka-harmful ni siya nato. So kailangan mismo nga makabaluta nga kani siya para ni siya ana, and then kani pud siya para ni siya nato, and then we should always label every containers, and then stored in a place that is safe. So if mag-store kag mga gamit like nakay kaban, so pwede na mo siya na ibutang dito, and then itago nimo siya sa place nga dili maabot sa mga bata or sa bisan kinsa. Next will be use proper waste containers. So inanilagbit ni siya makita nato sa mga balay-balay mismo, or mismo sa atong mga balay na there are waste and everywhere. So daghan kaayong mga plastics, like daghan kaayong mga basura nga wala gibutang sa tarong nga bulutangan. Ang uban ilabay ra sa sapa. So we should always use proper waste containers, like ato na siyang i-label og recycle, like ato siyang butangan og kani siya para siya sa plastics, kani siya para sa bottles, or kani siya para ni sa. And then if we have kanang mga dahon nga katong sinilhigan nato, we should always put that sa like kanang magbangag ta, and then ato siyang gihulog, and then ilubo nato. So it is really important to have proper waste containers kay para ang dili kalatan awon, and then it can prevent also from harmful like kanang mga bottles or mga there are mga bildo nga bottles like matunok ta, and then it can cause any diseases. Keep sprinklers, fire alarms, and fire extinguishers clear. So ang atoang mga fire alarms, fire extinguishers, we should always put that in kanang dili maabot sa mga bata. So ato siya ipahimutan sa mga bungbong sa taas, or kanang layo siya sa mga bata. So next will be clean up spills and leaks of any type quickly and properly. So ang mga we need to clean mahuman ato limpyuhan ang mga kuan if there are kanang nangahulog nga mga bildo. So ato siyang kailangan na siyang limpyuhan so that kanang dili ta mga tunok or it can cause any harmful. Next will be fix or report broken or damaged tools, equipment, or etc. Next, keep lighting sources clean and clear. So there are places nga kanang ngit-ngit kaayo, and then we don't know nga where na din siya. So we should always put lights in that so that it will be clear for us nga makabaluta nga kani siya pwede ni nato or kani siya dili ni siya pwede nato. So ma-aware sad ta nga kaning part makita nato nga kani siya kay plangka ni siya sa kuryente. So we should be aware. Next would be follow maintenance requirements. So we should always follow the maintenance requirements like kanang kinahanglan natong buhaton so that we are aware on those things. So here are an example of good housekeeping. So in every place na agad siya bulutangan, na ay boxes para sa mga harmful materials, and then there are also like kanang gihang nila ang mga butangs para limpyo siya tan-awon, and also para po siya dili makawang. Magamit ra pud siya nato inig kinahanglan na siya, so dili na ta kailangan og mopalit pa. Next would be establishing a housekeeping program. Careful planning. So we have to be careful. We have to establishing a housekeeping program. First is careful planning. So in the first place, we should always have a careful planning. Kailangan makabalot ta, aware ta, and aware imong family on how to clean and how to be careful of those materials sa ato ang mga balay. Next will be kailangan nato nga planado mismo nato nga gamon na siya kay for example like kanang mga containers, we should always kanang ato siyang planuhon mismo. Next will be a clean up schedule or policy. So like mugama tag schedule and nga kani siya adlaw limpyo ni mo limpyo ta ani, like ang sa surroundings nato is everyday man gud siya, and then so ang kuan pod ang ang nakalahi is kanang mga suluksukon is we need to have a schedule or policy kay there are places nga dili kaayo na to maadtuan, so kanang mga suksok na kaayo, so there are mga nana siya mga harmful materials, and then there are daghan po siyang mga abog, so we should always schedule a clean up. Next would be effective inspection. So we need also to inspect like kanang atong adtuon ang mga lugar nga asa ato ang gipang stock nato nga mga gamit, like in a storage room. We should always kanang see atong adtuon, atong lantawon og tarong if okay pa ba ni siya, pwede pa ba ni siya, nataya na siya, or daghan ng abog, kailangan ng limpyuhanan. So we should always have an effective inspection. Next will be continuous supervision and enforcement of housekeeping rules. So in every house, we should always have our housekeeping rules, like one person at a time or two persons in a time. So like kanang naay muhugas, and then ay mulaba, naapoy manilig sa gawas, and then naay mamiko, and then naay mutanaw sa mga part nga di naay mga hugaw kanang suluksukon. So we should have the housekeeping rules so that we can prevent from harmful and then also we can prevent from diseases. So next would be so we have a quote here that good housekeeping. This is your home away from home. Please help keep it clean. So this is this means that in our house we have so sa atong balay mao guni siya atong puloy-an, so we should always help to keep it clean. So mao man ni siya atong pulunduhan, atong puloy-an, so kailangan mismo nga ato ang limpyuhan ni kada adlaw, and to prevent from diseases, and our sadta nga naay mga materials nga magamit pa, and then aware pud ta nga kani siya dangerous ni siya nga materials, aware pud ta nga kani siya bawal ni siya sa mga bata. So we can prevent from harmful and then diseases like kanang mga abog pwede tang ubhon ana. So in our house we should always keep it clean for because we all know that our house is a safer place for us. So thank you for listening. That will be all, and thank you. I hope you understand about the maintaining of the house or housekeeping.